Yo, what's up? Welcome to episode, I think 11 now of Spawn Point. I always get lost in episodes. Hello, we have another VTuber today. Today's guest is Kroma.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Kroma.
Hello, Kroma. We're about to play some League today. We got a new game. This will be fun.
I dragged you into this.
Hey, I almost got to play Valorant, and if you don't know me, I hate Valorant.
No, it's okay. I do too.
So I'd rather much play League than Valorant. All right, let's start with the question of the day. If you had, heck you. If you could spend a day in any video game world, which one would you choose, and what would you do there?
If I could spend a day in a video game world, that's hard. There's a lot. There's a lot I could think of because I could choose like my favorite game franchise, which is like Final Fantasy, like any of the Final Fantasy games.
Okay.
But all of those games are like, there's a war going on in like all of them. So it wouldn't be very good for me. For like practicality, I choose games like Stardew Valley or like the current one I've been playing, Fields of Mystria. I've been pretty into because you're just a comfy, cozy like farmer. You live out the rest of your days planting crops, selling goods, and going into the mines. That's it.
So Field of Mystria?
Yeah. Fields of Mystria or Stardew Valley. I'm a big fan of both.
Okay. If I had to pick one,
And
I'll pick Genshin.
Genshin?
Yeah.
Really?
I want a vision. I want powers.
Real. That's a good one, actually. I think my only thing about Genshin is like, where in Genshin would you live if you were to? Like,
if I had to pick a region,
not Inazuma for me. Not Inazuma.
Okay, I'll pick Inazuma at the post story.
Okay.
At the actor, found her way and she got right. Before, nah.
I think I'd be a Mondstadt liver.
Mondstadt?
Yeah, the city of freedom. You take it easy.
I'll go Fonte.
Oh, you're so right.
After the story, though. Right. After the story.
I think everything after the story is like the best time to live there.
I think Mondstadt wasn't that bad before.
Mondstadt definitely wasn't that bad. With everything else. Like imagine being in like Liyue and then you're just trying to live your life, make money, and then a dragon falls from the sky and they're like, oh, your god is dead, and you're like, huh, that's crazy.
Just freshly moved into Liyue, like, oh, this is what we do here.
Okay, our gods just died? Really? Okay. Or like what is it, Inazuma during the story.
Oh my gosh, that was miserable.
Yeah. Oh god.
Let's start with the first question. What got you into content creation, and what got you to being a VTuber?
So I had always been in content creation for a while. I was a cosplayer back then, and I was relatively, I won't say big, but in like 2019, I had a relatively decent sized following. Okay. I would say. But I deleted that account and I actually left the cosplay community as a whole because I didn't want to be a cosplayer on like TikTok and like Instagram anymore. It didn't really interest me. Okay. And then like during COVID, I didn't really have a lot of like things to do except play games, and I thought, hey, well, try my hand at streaming. I've always wanted to stream because I would do like cosplay live streams on occasion. So I was like, let's try it with like things I like to do. So I started as a flesh tuber. I had a cam, and then I was like, I'm real tired. I'm really tired. And around this time, I got into some like actual VTubers. I had friends who were like really big fans of Hololive or Niji. And then I started like seeing more like clips and other indies on like my TikTok. A lot of it is because of TikTok. And I was like, I want to give my hand at this since I'm already just streaming for fun. And then I got into VTubing around like 2022. Yeah, March of 2022 is like when I officially like transitioned into like being like a VTuber.
You said March of 2022?
Yeah.
Okay.
After the big boom in like 2020, 2021.
What do you mainly stream?
I'm myself a variety streamer. Above all, I do stream. But the things I like mostly stream that aren't just like random games from time to time, whatever I feel like playing. It's like I stream a lot of Minecraft. I do a lot of art streams, and I do a lot of like tabletop RPGs. So like D&D, custom tabletop. What is it called? It's like the system, custom systems. I have one every other Tuesday that I play. But a lot of my thing focuses around like roleplay because I just think it's really fun to act.
Okay.
So, that's why I do so many TTRPGs.
Then you play Dungeons. Have you played Baldur's Gate?
Yes, I loved Baldur's Gate. I haven't finished it, but you know, we don't talk about it.
It's okay. I have like 5 playthroughs and only like one of them past Act 1.
I know. I think I'm on Act 3 on like my first playthrough ever, but I have like 3 different playthroughs and then like a multiplayer one.
Yeah, I think all of mine are multi.
Yeah, and then they're just like, how do you have 100 hours on Baldur's Gate but you haven't finished the game? And I'm sitting here just like, listen,
it's that good.
Okay, I just really like trying out all the different classes and replaying through the story.
Who's your favorite character?
I would say romanceable. I would say Astarion. I'm romancing Astarion. I've romanced Astarion in every playthrough, but I also really like Will.
Okay, that's rare. I rarely hear people say they like Will.
Will is like such a romantic when you romance him. So it's like he's also very strong because he's a warlock. So
I've never used Will.
So he has this ability that is my favorite thing that I've started playing warlocks because of him, and it's Eldritch Blast, and it's not a spell, it's a cantrip, so I can just continuously cast it. And it is my most favorite thing ever. But yeah, he has relatively, I think when you like actually truly play Historia, it's like it's really nice to romance him and just like companionship wise. Okay. But yeah, love him. I
might have to give Will a try next time I play. I've not touched Will. It's usually in my parties neither 4 people, like 4 of my friends, or we got like 3 of us in Shadowheart or Karlach.
Yeah. A solo playthrough is like I would definitely try. He's not in my main team on my first solo playthrough, but on my the Dark Urge, he is on my team. Because I was like, I need a mage. This is way too hard without a mage.
You say you do art. What got you? How long have you been drawing?
So I've been professionally, or at least like freelance wise, I've only really been drawing maybe for like 3-4 years.
Okay.
Freelance wise, but I've been like just drawing, like making art, like ever since I was like a kid. I have like a whole degree in it and everything.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm not. Yeah. Not illustration. I have a degree in like graphic design. But I just like to draw anime girls. That's all. I started making like PNG tubers because I like the idea of making VTubing, you know, accessible with PNG tubers, especially with like new systems like PNG Tuber Plus and stuff like that. So I do that and I enjoy it because, you know, everyone's starting to get into it. So it's just like, more people to join this lovely hobby. So I started doing that when I started as well. So I have a VTuber, quote unquote, like VTuber design kit that is also still active now. One from like the start of when I started making PNG tubers.
You made a VTuber design kit?
I'm actually redoing his 2.0 because he came back after a very long hiatus.
Okay.
So he wanted to rebrand because the very first one wasn't really him. So which is like, oh, it's fair, you know. So I'm working on a 2.0 design for him. Okay. But yeah, very excited.
I have 2 of my friends who are trying to get into VTubing. You have any tips for people that want to get into VTubing?
Oh, so don't think that your success lies within having a extremely large or like impressive model, the biggest tip is just to, you know, get your hands on something, whether it be a PNG tuber that you made yourself, something from Booth, you know, anything, to give it a try. Because I will say that sometimes VTubing isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
As well as just streaming as a whole. Because I have friends who started VTubing and then they don't really actively stream or VTube anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just a matter of like, you know, seeing what fits. But if you want to start getting into it, I say don't spend all of your money.
It can be expensive.
It is so expensive. I'm very lucky to have like found fair. But if you are looking to invest into like say a live 2D model, and you don't want to be like a booth model, because usually those aren't like exclusive.
Yeah.
Right. You have to do a bit of digging, but there are very extremely affordable model artists.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who make like very good customizable ones, so you can like, if you can buy it can be cheap and you can like kind of stand out still.
Yeah, if you can get a customizable model, you know, you gotta do whatever works for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want to spend a lot and you want to get a customizable or a booth model, you can still find like a great amount of success with those. Because I have a few mutuals who are using booth models or customizable models, but they have such like impressive success. Yeah. And they're doing so well, and I'm just like, I'm proud of you, because the model does not make you know the content creator, so it'll be like like an intro, but it's not what's gonna like keep everyone. Everyone's gonna stay because you're a cool content creator. So get your hands on something and just start. That's it.
That's true. Okay. So as I was going through your Twitter, looking, you know, trying to get motivation for questions to ask you, I started noticing a pattern with a certain character.
Oh no!
Well, I think you know where I'm going with this.
Are we talking about Von Lycone from Zenless Zone Zero?
Yes.
Well, what's the question you got?
What's up? Why Lycone?
So I don't know. Zenless Zone Zero was teased a while ago.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw his teaser, and originally I wasn't too into getting into another gacha game. But then I saw Von Lycone, and I don't know what like awoke. I don't know what, you know, made me so obsessed with him. But I remember, what was it? I remember, it's like I saw him and I just saw him and I was like, wait, he's kind of something to look at. Because when you play gacha games, especially like a Hoyoverse gacha game, you don't really get these type of characters. So he had already caught my eye, and around that time too, I was kind of getting. Wait, there's this anime. It's called Beastars, right? Anime series.
I heard about Beastars.
Beastars. Love Beastars. People think it's just a furry. People think it's just a furry manga and series. It's actually really complex. Because you think it's like, oh, it's just a furry manga about like theater kids, but then there's like a murder mystery, and then there's
I didn't know it was murder mystery.
Yeah, so the first arc is like a murder mystery, and they're trying to figure out who like killed who, and then there's like this whole division of like, it's like if you've seen Zootopia, right? It's like a way more complex Zootopia in my opinion, and it's like power, like trying to raise prey versus predator. It's like these big things. It's just so much. It's very complex. And I was really into that, and I was like kind of getting back into it, and then I saw the trailer, like the very first like teasers for Zenless Zone Zero, and I was like, there's a wolf man. Okay. Okay. And then they released like the official trailer for him like a few months? And I was like, oh no! Oh no! I like him! It's all. He's a butler type character too, and I've always had like for some reason I've always had like a random infatuation for them, and I think it started with a Black Butler. I really like Sebastian Michaelis. I think like every anime fan in like the early 2010s who watched Black Butler, it was like every little girl or like, you know, tween girl was like, oh my god, Sebastian Michaelis, my beloved. But then I started really getting into those type of characters that are like, oh, they're so devoted, and they like do anything for you, type of characters. Because I started playing Fire Emblem.
Ooh, which one?
There's I started my first Fire Emblem game was Fire Emblem Fates, the one with
Ooh, Corn?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And my first romance was the butler, Jacob. I think that's what his name was, because their names like change from the different versions.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
believe his name was Jacob. He was like your retainer.
Okay.
It was like him, and then I married him, and then I married Felicia in my second run. And I was just like, because they're just so like devoted and faithful. And then, like when when I saw Von Lyko, and he's like, oh, anything for Master Proxy. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, stop. Stop.
Okay.
And oh, he's also voiced he's also voiced by the Beastars Japanese voice actor for the main character Legoshi. And I also I play a lot of games for their voice actors.
Yeah. Remember.
So in like Honkai Star Rail, Jin Yuan's voice actor, his Japanese voice actor is Daisuke Ono, who is the voice of Sebastian Michaelis.
Okay.
So it's just coming full circle. I don't know where it stemmed from. I think it stemmed from that, but yeah, I love Von Lyko with my whole heart.
I see. I noticed.
I think everyone that's looked at my Twitter is just like, oh, okay, she's a girl, and then they're like, oh, why is there this wolf man on her Twitter page?
Hey.
It's like art, live notification, Von Lyko,
Okay.
art, Von Lyko.
Good question. You said you've played Fire Emblem
Yes.
Fate. Which one? Conquest or Birthright?
So I played Birthright because I was advised not to play Conquest because it was my first game. It was my first Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
So they're just like, since you're really new to Fire Emblem, we're scared. Like my friends who encouraged me to play the game was like, we're scared that you might have a hard time with it. And I was like, that's relatively fair. So I bought Birthright. But the thing is, it's a tactics game, and I'm not new to tactics games at all. My first tactics game, I was like maybe 10, and it was Final Fantasy Tactics on PS2. Yes, I love Final Fantasy games.
What's your favorite one?
I really if I had to go a bit on the more mainstream end, I really enjoyed Final Fantasy X-2.
X-2? That's rare.
Yes. Yeah, I really enjoy the Dress Sphere system. That is my favorite.
Dress Sphere? I never played X-2, so.
Oh, okay. So they have this system, because you don't get to switch out your units, right?
Okay.
Unlike Final Fantasy X, where you can switch out your units, you have the same remaining 3 characters. It's basically the equivalent of like a job change.
Oh.
And then you can change it like mid-battle, and it's called the Dress Sphere system. And they have like these really cool they have these really nice like transformations. I was always like a big Magical Girl fan too, so that's like also why. But yeah, I really love the story. The entire like 10-2 series itself is just one of my favorites. But I also really like it's a little less mainstream. I enjoy the Crystal Chronicle sub-series.
Was that only on Wii, GameCube? Was that?
So, Crystal Chronicles had a lot of different sub games. So there's, oh god, I'm about to like ramble.
Nah, you get. So fun fact, my editor really loves Final Fantasy, so you get.
Yeah. In Crystal Chronicles, there's a DS game. So there's Ring of Fate, and then there's also, I think it was also a DS game and a MMO, in a way. I didn't get to play the MMO. I played the DS game. I also played the Wii version of the different Crystal Chronicles. But basically, it has its own like. So in like Final Fantasy 14, there's like the different races, right?
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy Crystal Bearers, or the Crystal Chronicles, they also have their own like set of, I think it coexists. It's not the same world. It's like Final Fantasy 14, and none of them are really the same world if you think about it. But none of them are the same world, but if you like think this one had its own like races. So there's like the Selkie, the Clavat, the Yule, and then it was my favorite one. It's my favorite race, but I never like tried, but I never. Oh my god! No!
Oh, where'd he come from?
The bush. But it's just like, the stories that were in it were like really cool, so I had a fun time playing them. So yeah, the Crystal Chronicle series. I don't know what it was about my infatuation. I think there's the race, the Yule clan. They're like they have like these. They're like mage class basically,
Okay.
and in the games they're depicted with these like helmets that you'll never see their face, or like their actual face is like a helmet. And I always thought the design was like really cool.
I feel like I've seen a character like that before.
It's like it looks like an armor like helmet, like a knight's helm, but then it like changes. Or if you think like Final Fantasy Dragoon class,
Okay.
but there's nothing under the armor.
Oh, it's like a living armor?
It's like a living armor, but they're very extremely sentient because it's
So,
like
like-
an entire race of people.
So like
Like-
the brother from Full Metal.
Yes, yes. I would say the closest to that, yes. But they're like a mage class, so it's like when you see like living armor, you're like, oh, swordsman, mage, and then you get this like really cool mage class instead. Oh, what was that Malphite doing? So
he
yeah,
looked lost.
he really wanted. I don't know. He really wanted that backline. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Crystal Chronicle game, specifically Crystal Bears on the Wii. But there's also Ring of Fates on the DS, and then there's a sub-series game. God, there's so many. I could like pick them. It's all like they're different genres too, because like Final Fantasy, right? While their main games are like while their main games are like the turn-based.
Yeah.
They also have like tactics, which is like the
Tactics
game.
Ogre.
Then they have the Crystal Bears, and then they have the MMO. They had 2, 3 MMOs, I believe, that I could remember. And then with like 15, it was like an open world. So they delve a lot into a lot of like game genres, I would say. But I think my most favorite one was most definitely the Tactics series. Oh, I love the Tactics series. They have one that's like Tactics, but it's not Tactics. If I were to compare the gameplay, it was really weird. It was Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings.
I think you're about to talk about my favorite off-brand Final Fantasy. It was a DS game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you play as like Vaughn, and then you like it was like you have to like circle you pick an. If I were to compare it to a game system more people would probably know, it's the tactical system of like Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know if you've ever played Dragon Age. I've played it briefly. It's on my to finish list, but they have this they have 2 different combat modes, and there's one where it's like an overhead like type of battle. But I really enjoyed Revenant Wings a lot. It's from Final Fantasy 12. It's like a sub game, and this is my favorite because it had such a unique system that you like can only really see on DS, and we can't get that back.
I think I know what game you're talking about because my mom randomly bought it for me because she knew I love I wouldn't say Final Fantasy, but like RPG, like fantasy games. So she just randomly bought it for me. I was like, I never heard of this, but I'm gonna play it, and I loved it.
Yeah. You play as like a sky pirate, and then there's like airships and stuff. That's like the best I can say about the story. But without like going on a long-winded ramble about the entirety of the story. But I love that game so much.
Okay.
Love Final Fantasy. Big Final Fantasy fan.
Great games.
I'm also a big Disgaea fan too.
Disgaea? I never played those.
If you enjoy tactics games, Disgaea is like a very good tactics game in my opinion. It has some very interesting systems that kind of elevate the tactics experience, and there's also a lot of humor.
I was about to say it looks really goofy every time I see it.
It's so goofy. So there's like some wild plot points that happen. Like there's like some relatively like good plot points that happen. At least my favorite game in 4, but they have like such goofy game mechanics sometimes, and like some funny. They have a lot of humorous bits too. So it's like a good balance.
What inspired your VTuber design?
Oh man, a lot. A lot. If I go from the top, well, one, color palette, I really like the color pink. Pink is my favorite color. I also really like, what is it? I like a cyber theme, like a futuristic cyber theme, minimalistic, like cyber theme. But not too, like for me, it's like it has to be like a certain, like I like neon colors a lot. So that was my color palette kind of inspo, and I was like, oh, I gotta stick to pink. But design-wise, a lot of things influence the a lot of things influence the design. That's an AP mouthbite. Oh man. A lot of things influence the design. Some of my biggest inspirations were Hatsune Miku.
Okay, I know the pigtails tell me.
Yeah, but Hatsune Miku, and there's a character from my like one of a really old shoujo anime, like a magical girl anime called Shugokara. This character, her name is yeah, it's very old. There's a character, her name is Utao Hoshino.
Okay.
She was my favorite character because she was like a misled, like she was basically like manipulated through the entire show and has this really good change of heart. And it's a magical girl show. So she has these I really liked her design. So my pigtails and stuff were based off her and Hatsune Miku. And then the outfit was based off of Append Miku. A lot of it came from Miku. Was based off Append Miku. And then when I was designing it, I have like oversized sleeves. I didn't want to draw hands. So I gave because I did all the designing. So I was like, I'll just give myself very long sleeves. And I was like, eventually though, I will have to draw hands. But like minor design notes, I really like rabbits. So, and there was this mascot that I drew that was basically a TV head. I had like 3D modeled this thing for one of my classes in college.
Yeah. And
it was like a TV head with rabbit ears because for some reason I just thought it was really cute. I really like rabbits, so I gave myself I gave myself a rabbit motif, and then trying to think.
Do you still have an image of that somewhere?
Oh, I actually have. So my design went through a couple of designs before I like actually sat and finalized. But I do have like my very first design.
Ooh.
If I could grab it. Originally I was supposed to be an android, but then I decided I would be a magical girl instead because I really like magical girls. So here I am. Here, this is my very first. This is my very first design. Here's my very first design.
Let me see. Ooh.
And then,
okay.
that was like the very first draft where I was like following the android vibe.
Yeah.
And then
I can see where you kept some of it.
And then my most recent, or my actual finished design. Well, this is a really outdated. I have to redraw this, but a lot of the things didn't make sense to me design note wise. Like my first jacket didn't make sense, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. So I was like, let me give myself a nicer jacket. So I do like this design a lot more, but yeah, you can see where it stayed, and I just adjusted some things. But yeah,
okay,
very much that's what it is.
What is your favorite streamer moment?
Like my personal streamer moment? Oh goodness me. Oh goodness. I feel like I have too many random moments that happen. Streamer moment. what would you consider a streamer moment? Because I there's like a lot of moments
Like
in here.
something that something that happens to make you realize like this is why I like streaming.
Uh, okay. So I guess there's a lot of moments for that made that for me. But I guess I can say my most recent one. So it was my birthday recently.
Yeah.
And on the 17th, I had a 24-hour like challenge stream, and I would like spin a wheel for like certain milestones over here or certain donuts and stuff like that. You know, instead of like a usual like subathon donathon, I did like I made it a gacha incentive. I was like, this has to be something that that's very me, and I was like, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, perfect. I'll go gotcha. So I had this really, really big gotcha moment. But besides that, I had a lot of my regular community stay for a lot of the streams and like cheer me on. And one of my mods actually stayed up with me for all of the 24 hours.
Nice.
And then I had some viewers that stayed up with me like from like 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to like 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time the next day. So a lot of people were like really rooting for me to hit these 24 hours. And I think like at the very end where everyone was like, you're so loved, congratulations, happy birthday, and like giving me these like really sweet greetings. I think that's really what was like, this is why I like streaming.
Okay, that's sick as fuck. Also, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So these are questions from my editor. Got 3 questions for you. What's a niche game you like?
I guess I'd have to say Disgaea.
Disgaea? Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty niche. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people talk about it or like kind of know that much about it. There's some people that know, there's some people that don't.
Yeah.
But I would say definitely like the Disgaea series.
Okay. What is your first online gaming experience?
Online gaming? Okay. Oh, actually, I'm gonna change my first question. I'm gonna change my first answer because this relates to this one. Trickster Online.
What the hell? What is that? I ain't never heard of Trickster.
That's how you know it was a little niche. So Trickster Online is a very old MMORPG. I started playing it when I was 13. It's been over a decade.
Okay.
The actual the actual official servers have officially closed. So for a lot of people, MMOs were like the start of the online gaming experience. And like when I ask people, it's like MapleStory or like WoW or like Wizard 101, you know. But for me, it was this game called Trickster Online. I would say playthrough-wise, it is the closest to Ragnarok, you know. Point and click MMORPGs, cute characters, very simple classes. And it was my first gaming experience, and it is probably the thing I still play. I play on a private server now.
Okay. I was just about to ask, is this like private servers, but there we go.
Yeah. I play on a private server, and the private server is actually very active. So like there's like an active Discord, they're making updates and stuff, and it's pretty nice.
That's sick as fuck seeing a game like that still live on through the community.
Yeah. The NA servers are gone, and like all the overseas servers, the company did remake the game into a mobile game, which is, I was just like, for me, I'm just like, but when I was looking at it, it plays just like the original MMO, but it's also the issue of like, it's a mobile game.
Yeah. So it's riddled with microtransactions. Yeah.
I mean, all MMOs had their like Minecraft. Hello, microtransactions. All MMOs kind of have their own microtransactions, but this one, I definitely don't know how it would be right now in this setting.
All right. So next question is: the editor loves Kuromi. Who's your favorite Sanrio character?
Oh goodness, what a loaded question. Okay, if I were to pick like a very well-known, like popular like a popular Samuel character, I would pick Cinnamoroll.
My
I've
boy. That's my.
Yeah, I've always liked Cinnamoroll growing up. But if I had to pick, like, they're known, but they're not, like, merch-wise, they're not as popular, I would pick Karopi.
Rope. Okay.
I love frogs, so...
Frogs are amazing creatures.
Yes, I love frogs with my whole heart. And then, if I were to pick he's kind of on the rise, but I wouldn't say he's like a very big hero. His name is Hyanggodon.
I have not heard of
this,
that one.
He's a blue fish.
Ooh, oh, him. Okay.
Yeah, he's like starting to get known. He's starting to have like a lot of merch made for him now. But like before, I think he wasn't as popular as like Cinnamoroll. Like,
No, Cinnamoroll always win #1.
Yeah, so
As he should.
I love Cinnamoroll. I love him. He's so cute and silly. But I've started to really be into Hyanggodon because he's just he's so quirky looking. And it's just really cute.
If you can go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Piece of advice. I think it would have been to just start.
Just start.
I took a lot of time trying to start streaming. So I started streaming 2021, but I wanted to start in 2020, but I was like really scared to start. I was just really scared at the time to start. I think I don't want to say things would have been differently for me if I had started in 2020, but I think I would have had just a little bit more experience. Maybe things would have been different. But when I first started to, I was like just really nervous to always start streaming. And I think that affected a lot of my earlier content. So it's just start, you know, just you know, as Nike says, just do it. Yeah. Because I would be too scared to do a lot of things and try a lot of things, just because it's like it's a really scary thought, you know.
Yeah.
So if I could go back, I'd say do it. Just do it. Don't be afraid.
That is one of the best advice. Just start.
Yeah, just start. Just do it. You're never gonna, you know, you're never gonna know if you don't do it, or if you at least don't try it.
Okay.
Never. What is it? Don't knock it till you try it.
Yep.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
That's me.
Okay. Where do you think you can improve as a content creator?
I definitely think rallying community is my thing. I have really great community members, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But I would not say I'm the best at it. I still have a lot of reservations about streaming, and I think it's really just like, you know, the anxiety of starting stream. Because I get really nervous very quickly.
Understandable.
Yeah, I am an anxiety riddled creature.
Yeah.
I truly am an anxiety riddled creature. And it's okay. It happens.
Yeah, because
But
I was nervous as hell before we started this.
I know, yeah. I like when I start streaming now, it's not as bad as it used to be when I was like first starting.
Yeah.
But I used to take really long times to like hype myself up to like start streaming. I had to sit down and be like, oh, okay, we're gonna have a good stream, we're gonna have a good time, you're gonna do great. And I had to like sit down and like truly hype myself up. I think I'll take it. But I think now that I've gotten a lot better at streaming, I think I can do a lot better at, like, you know, keeping my community, you know, engaged.
Yeah.
Interacting with community is a very important thing too.
That is
well.
true.
And I just want to do better on that. I'm not saying I'm bad at it,
Yeah.
but I'm not the
There's
best
always
at it.
room
I
for
think
improvement.
there's always room for improvement. So it's like it's something I can always continue to work on, which is grow my community and you know, keep them entertained, keep them happy. I want them to have a good time while they're with me. So that's always something I will do my best to improve on.
Okay. All right, we got a few more questions to go. All All right,
Already.
you have an unlimited budget to host an event and stream it. What is the event and who are 3 people you invite?
Invite to guest or like invite to be in the event?
In the event, or our guest.
Okay. I think so. I got a taste of this a little bit, but if I had an infinite budget, I would love to do a concert.
Ooh.
So I have actually already done a concert.
Oh shit.
Yes, I have already done a concert. I actually had a 3D concert, but our technology was a bit limited, of course,
you have to
because
link
it
me
was.
that. Or
Yeah, I would. Oh, I'm so down. I did it. So, for those who are like into Vocaloid and like Utao, so I have an Utao voice bank. I consider myself a Hatsune Miku at home.
okay.
It's just a joke. I am Hatsune Miku at home. I have an Utao voice bank. So I am in a group that does Utao.
It's you said Utao, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
I thought you said Hutao. I was so confused.
Oh,
for a
no.
second.
So Utao, UTAU, Utao.
Okay.
So if you know like Kasane Tada, it's like from the very easiest like explanation, it is a free version of Vocaloid. They're vocal synthesizers. So I have an Utah voice bank, and a good amount of my friends do, and we formed a group, and we had a concert, doing those covers. I think if I had the unlimited budget, I'd love to actually make an original song for not just Utah covers and just myself, but also like the people that are in there. So it's not just like covers, but it's original music. So it feels more like a concert. And then in the concert that we recently just had, it was through MMD.
How long ago was this concert? Sorry.
A month ago.
Oh shit.
July. It was in July.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was exactly a month ago. Or like, yeah, a month ago. But we had, what is it? We used MMD models for this one, so definitely it was very low charge. But I think for this, we could have actual, what is it called? Like 3D models, like custom to one-to-one to our VTubers, right?
Yeah.
Which would cost a lot of money. We would get stage, we would get these custom stages, so we would have more advertising. I think concert would be the best.
Okay.
Who I would invite? If I'm going based off Utao, I would. There's a lot of people. Like obviously my group would be a one, but if I were to be like specifics, I do want to pay homage to some of my earlier like VTuber friends. As much as I love my Utao group a lot, I love them very dearly. But I do want to like, I would use this concert not to just celebrate the Utao group, but all of my friends as well. Because I'm very much for sharing a limelight, because I think there's a lot of people that I know that deserve attention as well. So I would invite my first VTuber kid, because he's a V singer.
Yeah.
I would love for him to sing at a concert with me one day, whether it's my Utao voice bank or it's actually me, because I do plan to put out covers. I just haven't had the time yet. I got a lot on my plate. But I think one would be my first VTuber kid. His name is Kimune. He's a really great V singer, and I adore him a lot. And I think having a concert would be very surreal. Trying to think of all my friends who are singers. It's really hard because I have so many like friends who are singers, and that I'd love to share this limelight with. But if I were to like pick specifics, it would be Kimune. It would be my friend Toma. We share this idol dream. Yeah. Toma Beru. We talk a lot about the idol dream, and during this concert we like actually cried a lot. We actually cried during it. Because it's like something you never got, like, even though it was a smaller scale concert, obviously getting to do a concert as an indie already is like, smaller indie is already, I think, something.
Yeah, I don't hear many like indie VTubers do concerts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's such a good it's so good, you know. It's like it's an accomplishment in its own. I think he would do amazing in this because it was also his dream to like be an idol. So I'd love for him to like live that dream. And then there's so many people I'd love to fill. Like for the sake of it, I would say my partner. Their name is Polaris. I think, but I wouldn't call them like. I don't think they're much. I don't say they're much of an idol, but they don't. I don't know how well they would like because they're kind of shy sometimes. So I'm like, my thing is like, oh, who would have this great presence? So there's a lot of people, but I think for sure right now it'd be Kimu and Homa because they share her idol dream. If I were to pick a third person, my friend Ink. Ink is a very good friend of mine as well. They've actually started singing. And they were the ones who actually did this idol design for me, which I know I'm gonna wait until they post it.
Okay.
Because it's like involved with the rest of our Utao group, but they've been really dedicated into singing, and I think this would also be very good for them to like.
They posted before this video go live. Can you send that to me?
Oh yeah, of course. Just let me know. But yeah, I think that would be really fun to see too. Oh, there's so many people. 3 is like too little spots for me. I have so many friends that I think would do well in like such a big concert. But definitely, for sure, the first 2 of Kimu and and Toma.
Well, do you have any covers out now?
Do I have covers? I have some Utao covers, and I have teased a current cover that I'm working on. It might be out before this video comes out.
I think okay.
So
this video will be out the 6th.
The 6th of September?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have to finish the art, and I am very lazy. But I do have one cover out that is on my channel. It is an MMD video. It's an MMD video. It's a magnet, and once again, it's my Utao. It's not me singing just yet. I do have a cover that's in the works that is me singing, but I'm waiting on my mixer. But my mixer is the one who made this cover, and we have a lot of other projects of the Utao group. So it's like just weighing it and seeing what we're prioritizing first. But this cover is out. This is pretty good. I love it so much.
Final 2 questions. What is the origin of your username?
Oh man. Oh, I've got more for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So while I go by the name Kroma as a VTuber, my IGN obviously does not match. It's Mari Saki.
Yeah.
It was my original username that I had when I was flesh tubing. I'm always on the teeter of, do I just change it or do I just keep it? I don't mind keeping it at all. It's honestly it's stuck with me. But Marisaki it came from my original when I was an IRL streamer, so a lot of the times people refer to me as Mari. That is my nickname. Okay. So Mari, and then the username, the name Saki was actually my old alias when I was active on when I was more of an artist overall. When I was more of an artist than a than a content creator. Yeah. So I would on Tumblr and DeviantArt and stuff like that, I would go by the name Saki. And I got the name from a dating sim. I got the name from a Flash dating sim that was on DeviantArt that I discovered in 2010. It is from a artist named Packasis. And she has this side character named Saki, S-A-K-I. Yeah. And they're a sock. They're a sock puppet.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so I really liked the character for some random reason. I don't know why. It just stuck on me. So I took that character's name and I went by that name for a while as Saki. Okay. When I was making art and stuff. And then when I started transitioning into cosplay and streaming, I was like, I don't really want to go by the name Saki. I'll go by my nickname, Mari, because it's like if I were to meet like people at cons and they were like, "Oh my God, Saki," I wouldn't know how to respond.
Yeah.
So like, especially as a cosplayer, you know, you're meeting a person. So it's like, oh, what? So I started sticking to the name Mari, and then when I started streaming, I was like, huh. I was like inviting not just like cosplay friends, but also like my artist friends to watch me, so they also knew Miyazaki. So I combined the two together. Originally the name had one eye each, but that name was taken on like almost every platform.
It's always
So I gave myself 2 eyes.
You know what? I know a lot of people go through that struggle. I have a friend who has to put 2 A's in her name.
Yeah.
Because of everything.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean Marisaki is taken? Okay. It's okay. I made it work.
Okay. All right. Final question. You got, well, not really a question, but any shout outs to people who, you know, mean a lot to you, and shout out your socials and projects you're working on.
Okay. So, just first of my shouts to people. Big shout out to my partner, Angel Polaris, or Polaris VTuber on Twitter. They are, I would consider my #1 fan. They do support me a lot behind the scenes. But yeah, they are my partner, so I want them to receive as much love as I do.
Okay.
My mod, Scarlet BT, they stuck with me throughout my entire 24-hour stream, and they do a lot of behind the scenes work for me when it comes to events, especially what I call the Chromathon, which was my 24-hour stream. Okay. They did a lot for me of like, they did note taking. They helped me like make sure everything was modded, all my commands are running.
Okay.
They do a
shit.
lot for me. They do a lot for
They
me as a
real.
mod.
They
So
real.
I was they are. And I was like, you don't have to. And they're like, no, I want you to have a fun time. And they do a lot for me behind the scenes. So I want to also give them a lot of support. They've started to get back into streaming. They're on a temporary hiatus right now. But when they're back, I want to show them a lot of support and love too, as well as, you know, as a thank you. My Utao group, I haven't fully announced. I guess our name is out there, but we haven't like announced all of the projects yet. Or like I haven't announced all the projects yet, but it is out there because we just put out another group cover, but it's called Trick Deck.
Trick Deck? That's the name of the group?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a card themed group, so yes, we are a Utao group, a group of Vocaloid VTubers turned Utao / vocal synths, V-synths. And we do a lot of projects together. We're hoping to do more concerts. So yeah, eventually we'll put out our first official cover on like our group stuff later. I have to do work on that because I am one of like 3 artists on the team. And then some big projects coming up. I am releasing a new Utao cover for the hit song Rabbit Hole. I have all my art users on Twitter. Oh goodness, I have to think when I play art. Okay. But I do plan to put out a new cover soon. I don't know when. I have to finish the art, but that's a big project that I'm very happy because it's kind of my first solo cover to go out. A few of our members already have their own solo cover, but I don't have mine just yet.
Yeah.
And that's just because I wanted to like make art for it and make it very special. So yeah. Utao cover coming out. Vlog. Socials.
Shit.
So Twitch, Twitter. Twitch. Oh, what other socials do I have? Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. YouTube. It's all at Marisaki.
Okay.
Mari. Marisaki with 2 eyes on Mari and the Saki. I don't go by Kroma on anything except in name only.
Alright. Those all will be posted on screen, so please sure to follow each one.
Oh yes. I promise it's always a good time of me either getting distracted or talking about Von Lycone or getting distracted.
I can see the Von Line Coach talk happening a lot.
I'm on the chapter of Zenless Zero where you meet him. It's a good day.
I have not gotten to that. I've been trying to grind ZZZ to get to that chapter.
I just want to see him in action. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's me. Hello. Right. I'm Kroma, your cyber magical girl VTuber.
It was a fun episode. Also, you have broke the record for the longest episode.
Oh shoot.
No, at first I think the longest one was like 42 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Now we're sitting at a good 58.
Oh, I'm a yapper for real.
It's all good. Long episodes are good.
Yes.
I fucks with it. Yeah, that's it for this episode. We're gonna finish this game of League. Be sure to follow Kroma on all her socials. Everything that she mentioned will most likely be linked below. So, yeah. We're gonna head out and finish this game. Bye.